Most people think starting a company in the Republic of the Congo is slow, bureaucratic, and almost impossible without local connections. But here's the truth no one tells you. The process is actually structured, and if you follow the correct legal order, you can register a company much faster than expected. The biggest mistake you need to avoid is trying to improvise the process. That is where most beginners fail. They miss steps, submit incomplete documents, or approach the wrong institutions in the wrong order. In this video, you are going to learn exactly how to start a company in the Republic of the Congo in 2026, step by step, in a simple, practical way. You will understand the legal structure, the registration process, the required documents, the costs, and the common mistakes that slow people down. And stay with me, because in a minute, I'll show you the exact sequence that makes the whole process much easier, even if you are starting completely from zero. Let's begin with the foundation. To start a company in the Republic of the Congo, you first need to understand how business registration works. Most company formation processes are handled through a centralized government system, often connected to business formalization centers and tax authorities. Now here's where it gets interesting. The system is designed to simplify entrepreneurship, but only if you follow the correct steps in the correct order. If you rush or skip steps, the process becomes slow and frustrating. So before anything else, you need to make one important decision. You need to choose your business structure. This is the foundation of your entire company. Let's break it down simply. If you are starting alone, you can register as a sole proprietor. This is the simplest structure, but it does not separate your personal assets from your business liabilities. Then there is the limited liability company, which is the most recommended option for serious entrepreneurs. This structure protects your personal assets and gives your business more credibility. There are also partnerships and foreign company branches, but for most people watching this, the limited liability company is the best choice. Now, imagine Alex, an entrepreneur from Nigeria, who wants to start a trading business in Brazzaville. If Alex chooses a sole proprietorship just for speed, he might face risks later when scaling. But if he chooses a limited liability company from the start, he builds a stronger foundation for growth. But here's the problem most beginners do not realize. The structure you choose affects everything else, including taxes, licensing, and banking. So this is not a small decision. It is a strategic one. Now let's move to the first official step in the process. Step 1 is business name reservation. Before you can register your company, you must choose a unique business name and reserve it with the appropriate government authority. This ensures that no other company is using the same name or something too similar. Now here's a common mistake. Many people choose names that are too generic, like Global Trading Company or Congo Business Services. These names are often already taken or too similar to existing businesses. This leads to rejection and delays. Instead, you should choose something unique, specific, and brandable. For example, instead of a generic name, John might choose Brazzaville Agro-Export Solutions, or Congo Smart Logistics Group. These are more likely to be approved, and also better for branding. Now let's move forward. Once your name is approved, you proceed to company registration. This is the stage where your business becomes a legal entity. You will need to submit information such as company name, business structure, shareholder details, director information, and your business activity description. Now here's where most people get stuck. The business activity description. If your description is too vague, authorities may request clarification. If it is too narrow, you may limit future expansion. So the smart approach is to be clear but flexible. For example, instead of saying, selling products, a better description would be import, distribution, and retail of consumer goods and related commercial services. This gives your company room to grow without needing constant updates. Now, let's talk about documentation. To register a company in the Republic of the Congo, you typically need identification documents for all shareholders, proof of address, and completed registration forms. If you are a foreign investor, you may also need additional documents such as residence permits or investment authorizations, depending on your business activity. Now here's something important. Most delays are not caused by missing documents. They are caused by inconsistent or incorrect information. For example, If Sarah submits her application, but her name is spelled differently across documents, the application may be delayed or rejected. So accuracy is critical. Now once your application is submitted, it goes through verification and approval. If everything is correct, your company will be officially registered, and you will receive your certificate of incorporation. But here's the truth most beginners do not realize. Getting your certificate is not the end of the process. It is just the beginning of legal compliance. Now you need to complete tax registration. Every company must register with the National Tax Authority to obtain a tax identification number. This is required for invoicing, opening bank accounts, and conducting legal business operations. Now here's where many entrepreneurs make a big mistake. They delay tax registration, thinking they can do it later, once the business grows. But in reality, you cannot operate fully legally without it. Let's take an example. If Michael starts a consulting company in Brazzaville, but does not register for taxes immediately, he may struggle to issue invoices or sign formal contracts. But if he completes tax registration early, everything becomes smoother from day one. Now let's move to another important step. Social Security registration. If you plan to hire employees in the Republic of the Congo, you must register with the National Social Security System. This ensures compliance with labor laws and protects both you and your employees. Now here's the key insight. Even if you start with no employees, understanding the system early helps you scale later without legal surprises. Now let's talk about banking. Opening a corporate bank account is one of the most important steps after registration. Without a business account, you cannot properly separate personal and business finances, which creates accounting and legal problems later. Banks will usually require your incorporation certificate, tax identification number, and identification documents of directors. Now here's a practical tip. Different banks have different processing speeds and requirements. Some are more startup friendly, while others require more documentation. So it is smart to compare options before choosing one. Now let's talk about foreign investors. The Republic of the Congo allows foreign participation in many sectors, but some industries may require additional approvals or sector-specific licenses. So if you are like Alex, an investor from India planning to open a logistics or import company, you must confirm sector regulations before finalizing your structure. Now here's the important insight. The stronger your legal setup is from the beginning, the easier it becomes to scale, attract investors, and operate across borders. Now let's talk about licenses. Depending on your business type, you may need additional sector licenses. For example, import-export businesses may need customs registration. Construction companies may need contractor authorization. Food businesses may require health and safety approvals. This is where many beginners feel overwhelmed. But here is the simple rule. Register your company first. Then identify only the licenses that apply to your industry. Now, let's talk about ongoing compliance. Starting a company is not just about registration. You must maintain it. This includes filing taxes, renewing licenses if required, and updating company information when changes occur. Now here's where many businesses fail quietly. They register correctly, but ignore ongoing compliance. That leads to fines, restrictions, or even suspension. So the smart approach is to treat compliance as part of your business system, not an afterthought. Now let's simplify everything into a clear sequence. First, choose your business structure. Then reserve your company name. Then complete company registration. After that, receive your incorporation certificate. Then register for taxes. Then register for Social Security if needed. Then open a corporate bank account. Finally, apply for any sector-specific licenses. Now here's the big picture. If you follow this exact order, starting a company in the Republic of the Congo becomes structured and predictable. But if you skip steps, or do things out of order, that is where delays happen. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine John, an entrepreneur from Cameroon, wants to expand into the Republic of the Congo. He follows the correct process. He chooses a limited liability structure, reserves a unique business name, registers his company properly, completes tax registration early, opens a business bank account, and then begins operations legally. Within a short time, his business is fully operational and compliant. That is the difference structure makes. So here are the key takeaways. Starting a company in the Republic of the Congo is not about complexity. It is about following the right sequence, choosing the right structure, and staying compliant from the beginning. Most problems do not come from the system itself. They come from missing steps or rushing the process. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to like this video, leave a comment with your questions, and subscribe for more country-by-country business setup guides. Because once you understand these systems, you can confidently build businesses anywhere in the world.